we're going to talk about the power of consistency. You know, those that are consistent, they believe. They believe that there's, light at the end of the tunnel. They believe that if they dig enough, they will find their treasure. Those that are consistent, they have long-term thinking. They think that if they stay consistent enough, that they're going to get their big break. There's so much power in consistency. Those that are consistent, they have a strong mindset. Yeah, they do. Because they refuse to give up at any cost. Those that are consistent, they don't care what nobody has to say about them when it comes down to their consistency. You see, they can get a lot of negative feedback on their YouTube, in their YouTube comment section. They can get a lot of dislikes on their YouTube videos. And they still will continue to be consistent. Those that are consistent, they are very ambitious. Very ambitious. They will not stop until they successfully conquer what they carry out to conquer. Those that are consistent, they are not afraid of failure. If they mess up, so what? If my channel don't blow up today, so what? If this video doesn't blow up, so what? I will continue to be consistent. Those that are consistent, they have strong willpower. They just keep going and keep going and keep going. Those that are consistent, most of them, they're on semen retention. Yeah, I said it. They on semen retention. When they come to their purpose, they don't put nothing before that. Everything else in the world just is meaningless if it doesn't come down to practicing their craft. Those that are consistent, they're not scared of criticism, because they know that looking for something positive, you don't learn nothing. But when you get criticized from your mistakes, you correct them and you gain wisdom. Those that are consistent don't let haters dictate their future. They don't let haters get in the way of their purpose. Those that are consistent will gain so much. They will gain so much that those losses that they took wouldn't mean nothing to them at all. Because the gain will be so large. It'll overpower the failures. It'll overpower that they failed. All the times they failed. Those that are consistent knows that's what it takes to get ahead. They know that's what it takes. That's why they keep staying consistent. They keep dropping knowledge. Staying consistent. Keep shooting basketball. Staying consistent. Building that business. Staying consistent. Doing those swimming lessons. Just staying consistent until they become the greatest. Those that are consistent, they know for a fact that this is what they really want to do with their life. They do. Those that are consistent, they have fun, and it makes them happy to be consistent. Those that are consistent, when they come down to failure, it makes them push harder. It makes them even be more consistent. It makes them even be more smarter. It makes them be even more creative and innovative. It makes them even think more outside of the square. Yeah. Those that are consistent, they ain't gonna give up that easy. They just not. They're being consistent for a reason. Because they have faith. Their measure of faith is just out of this world. They know something can happen at any moment. They know that their life can change at any moment. That's why they stay so consistent. You know, but first things first, they love what they're doing. That's what makes them be consistent. It makes them happy. That's what makes them be consistent. They get a kick out of putting in work. They get a kick out of doing something and getting something accomplished. Yeah. Those that are consistent, it's hard to get them off their game. It's just so hard. Because they keep practicing their craft and they're getting better and better and better and better. Those that are consistent, they know that the more that they practice, the easier it is to perform or deliver. They know that. That's why they're so consistent. That's why they keep the pace. Those that are consistent know that their future is much, much clearer up ahead. Those that are consistent knows that they're not gonna stay on that red light. They know that red light will eventually become green. You know? Those that are consistent, they don't wait for anything. They don't wait, you know, for someone to push them to do anything. They got this inner driven mentality. It's just in them. Nobody has to tell them to do anything. They just get up and do it because they love it. Because it makes them feel good. That's how you gotta be when you're on semen retention. You gotta do it because you love it. You gotta do it because it makes you feel good. You gotta be consistent on semen retention. You gotta know for a fact that your life gonna get better. You gotta know that for a fact that you're gonna turn into Goku. You gotta know for a fact that you're gonna gain your virility back. And what it takes is consistency. Stay on semen retention, my brothers. Stay on semen retention. We're a brotherhood. We're a cult. You know, we need to stand for each other. When people try to, down talk semen retention, we know for a fact that they missing out on something, or they lacking understanding, or they never did it before. So guys, stay consistent on semen retention, because this is what's going to build you as a man. If it's working for you, stay consistent. Don't turn back. Do not turn back. People say, don't do this for and I'm not saying for the females as far as that. We know that we're not doing it for the females. Don't do it for the benefits. Well, the benefits, that's what's helping us men. The inner benefits, gaining our virility back. The energy, the drive, us finding ourselves, us coming out